So what's up, YouTube? So I'm doing this video today, uh, basically to tell about my spiritual journey. Now, this is not for everybody else. This is just my spiritual growth, my journey, things that I've been through. Okay, so um, I don't even know where to start. Like, to be honest. Okay, so uh let's start with saying, like, when you know something is for you, it ain't no questioning about it. Let's say that. So I had a situation that happened maybe a year ago. I don't know. I'm not for sure the time frames on anything, but the things that have happened recently. So I've been through a lot of like bad relationships and stuff like that. So one day I had went to God and I had asked, well, I thought I was just going on a spiritual journey, like, to be more at ease, be more calm, to understand a little bit more of why, because everything that I had going on, like, I had no answers to, if that makes sense. Like, when somebody hurt me, I was just like, oh my God, I don't know why they hurt me. Like, I just don't understand it. I just don't get it. Like, I'm just such a good person and all of this other stuff. I don't know why people tend to want to hurt me. So I was just like, okay, well, let me start trying to meditate, calm myself down. Because I had real bad anxiety when it came to, what the fuck? Damn, bugs. Anyway, so I had real bad anxiety when it came to dating. Like, I ain't really want to be around people. I ain't really want to do nothing. Like, when it come to dating, like, I'd rather just fuck around. Like, hey, it's my personal journey. So when I started meditating, one day I had touched a level that I had never knew that I could touch. I'm gonna just simply put it as that. I don't know how, it's some people that's out there that's atheists, some people that's out there that say that they don't believe into nothing when it comes to God. To me, it seems like that's kind of something that's like a brainwash thing, or if it's not brainwash, it's just your personal preference. I don't know. But I had went to God and I had talked to him, and I asked some important questions, like, why am I not prospering? Like, why is everybody around me seeming to be different, or have some bad characteristics, or behavior, like, towards how they deal with me? And he kind of gave me the answers that I needed. And the reason that I say that is because he filled me with so much information at one time. It was crazy. Like, I honestly thought that I was just tripping, like I was going through like a mental breakdown or something like that. But he told me basically in so many words that the only way that someone can treat you a certain way is if you allow them to treat you that way. And a lot of this shit seemed like it'd be common sense, but I'm telling you that it's not. Um, yeah, the only way that someone can treat you a certain way is if you allow them. Well, why I done been messed up with messed up situations? Because you allow men to treat you that way. You allow them to think that they could deal with you any way that they chose to, and you accept it the way that they dealt with you. And I ask, like, well, why? In all honesty, you ain't have no love for yourself. Because of a person that has love for their self, it's not going to allow anybody to treat them any kind of way without repercussions. What is the repercussions? Due to the fact that you cannot change people, only thing that you can do is change your ways and change how you deal with people. The repercussions is to leave them alone. And you can't do anything else about it. Well, I think at the time I was so hurt, it was more so like, well, I feel like it should be some type of get back or something like that. And God told me, ain't no such thing as get back on earth. It's karma. Guaranteed karma is 24/7. Sometimes it don't affect the person that hurt you. It might affect the person that's around them. And when I took that in perspective and everything else, I kind of felt like, man, I gotta be tripping. Like, I don't know where, like, these answers coming from. I don't know if these answers are true. And I'm gonna say this: if you in the middle of a spiritual journey and you decide to fall back into the same patterns that you had fell into before, if your spiritual journey worked, you will end up fucking yourself over. And that's being all honest. Cause after the beginning of my spiritual journey, it was like God put me to test. Like, I ain't gonna lie, it's like God put me to test. It was just like, oh, you think I'm playing with you? Oh, you think I'm playing with you about people and their characteristics, and playing with you about that you cannot change people, that you can only change yourself, and you can only change how you deal with people. And when I went through my spiritual, at the beginning I thought that it was just, pretty much, all the same, whatever the case may be or whatever. But he threw a fast ass mean ball at me, boy. When I say a fast mean ball, he threw a fast mean ball at me. One thing about the spiritual journey is, once you start your opening, you only take things, or Dick Gregory said it best, once you put them glasses on, you can only see things as they are, not as they should be. And that's including family, friends, relationships, whatever the case may be. In the fastball that I had family members before. I had family members that gave great advice, or tried to tell me what I should be doing with my children or doing in life. But one, had no solutions. Two, offered no help. For one instance, with some of my people, a situation had came up with my kids, and before I could fix the situation, they decided to do what they wanted to do by just acting off of emotions, without thinking logical, without thinking rational, without thinking anything, but based off of their emotions and based off of the hate that they had for me. And what fucked me up is that I ain't never in my life had no bad blood. Like, I go off on a motherfucker, but I ain't never had no bad blood for nobody. Like, I've never been that type of person. Never been like where I wish bad for somebody or wish this on them or wish that on them. Nope, I ain't never had the time to do none of that shit. I just quit fucking with a person. That's all I can do. Like, I just quit fucking with you. But it'll stay cooped up in my mind like, damn, why motherfucker do me like that? But I had to realize, when people have characteristics that's fuck characteristics, you cannot change that. That stays the same. That's how they grew up. That's how they were brought up. That's generational of curses. This is their mindset, their mentality. How the fuck you think that you able to change a person's mentality? So I had to get myself out that situation. Then he spent me through another fastball. Like, I told myself that, oh, well, I'm finna try the love situation again and figure out if, it's a lot that comes into being a woman and being in a relationship. In all honesty, a lot of the times that I was tripping in relationships, I see their fuck ups and I see mine. So a lot of the hurt that I was holding on to, it was, one, because I allowed it. Secondly, because I did things also that made them react towards me a certain way. So it was all like it was all fair play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was kind of like, ain't no robbery in fair exchange. Like, in all actuality. Now, I ain't gonna say like every situation something I did and then they did something, like a tit for tat situation. There's been a lot of times that a motherfucker was just fucked up, but I can't change that. But I decided to go ahead and try the love situation again. And when I say God sent me, boy, when I say God sent me, it was just like one of them, bitch, you think I'm playing with you? You think I'm playing with you about these characteristics? You think I'm playing with you about this life shit? You think I'm playing with you? Oh, okay, let me show you. I got in a situation and I couldn't vibe with the dude. I could not vibe with him. I don't know what it was. Like, I know what it was now, but I couldn't, like, just, even though I was open to the relationship, it was something telling me, nah, pay attention. Don't listen to no words. Watch actions. And when I started watching his actions, baby, make it make sense to me. Like, this young man, and I ain't gonna disclose no names because I ain't trying to. But this young man was a doozy. Like, he'll say certain shit right when he say it, pop my mind. That's manipulation. He trying to play with your intelligence. Pop in my mind. He trying to control this. He trying to control that. Pop in my mind. Now, I'm not the female that ever trips off of infidelity. Because in all actuality, one, you cannot never control a man to know every whereabout. Two, I'm looking for loyalty more than love. Like, if that makes sense. Because a motherfucker can love you, but that means nothing. Like, it means nothing compared to loyalty. Loyalty is consistent and unconditional. It don't matter what you do to the person. Don't matter how bad the situation get. That person gonna always be there for you. Love is just a word, and it's just a feeling at that. And feelings fade every day, all day long. So I ain't never tripped off of nobody ever having like infidelity issues and stuff like that, as long as the loyalty was there. And Forrest, that ain't got nothing. What he do in his spare time really ain't got shit to do with me, because in all actuality, if you want to go out here and keep confusing women and keep playing with their feelings, and then you got bitches up here busting out your windows, and then you got girls getting pregnant, and then you got this going on, you got 50 females calling your phone, that's on you. I know when I call, I better get a call, I better get an answer. I know when I call, or if I need something, you better make sure, because I'm gonna do the same thing for you. Without all the extra shit. And if you can't do that, then you need to get the fuck out of my face. But this young man, he portrayed me in a whole different other manner. He ended up sleeping with somebody that I knew personally, in which I already knew that she was a snake too, but that's cool. I'm one of them people that watch you keep your friends close and keep your enemies closer. I'm one of them people. I don't too much fuck with a lot of people, but this person, I knew my distance with her. But at the same time, I knew she felt the vibrations of the friendship wasn't as, close as it should have been, and it was because of her personal intentions. Like, I knew she hadn't had no spiritual growth. I knew she hadn't had no guidance, and her mentality was messed up. Like, she one of them people that blame other people for her mistakes. And one thing I learned about life is 99.9% of anything that we have been through, or anything that you went through, you are accountable for, because either you allowed it or you did it, whichever one you want to take into heed. And she was one of them people that, he didn't, that ain't the way it's supposed to go, or they did this to me, or he did this to me, and that's why I act this way towards him, and this is why. And when it comes to the whole situation, like, she told me a little bit about her and her baby daddy situation, and it was a lot of shit that just didn't make sense, like, to me. It was based off of her being delusional in life. Like, the only way that she felt like he had cheated on her consistently, and the only way that she felt that she could get back at him is by putting him on child support. I said, well, you trying to control this man, and you cannot control, and you see that it's turned a gap in between their relationship. Well, I'm not responsible for their relationship. Well, you kind of are, if this man is telling you that he's barely surviving based off of money wise, and then you still extending the fact that when the daughter goes over there, he isn't buying this and he isn't buying that, but he don't have the funds for it because you have half of the funds. And love is just not based off of finance. That's one thing. Secondly, you're bitter. Like, this what it all boils down to. You're bitter, and you're upset, and you're mad because he moved on, and that's your fault. Because in life, nobody has to stay around and tend to your needs because you're upset, nor are they going to explain why they did something, because 9 times out of 10 they don't know. They just do shit just based off of just feelings, not logics. They never think about in a situation. They just do it because they felt like it, and they're human, and they have the right to do that. And when I said that to her, oh no, you just trying to take up for him and all this other shit. So I ended up meeting the dude. I took her around the dude, whatever the case may be, because I'm thinking that I didn't think that we was friends, but I thought that we were a little bit closer, if that makes sense. Like, she wouldn't do nothing like that. But I ended up taking her around him, and he showed me signs that he was interested, but me, I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm good on the whole situation. that ain't neither here nor there. So, you know, as a man, he took in he and just went ahead and did what he wanted to do in the situation. I ain't mad at you and nothing else. But me being the person that I am, hey, I ain't gonna tell you nothing now, the person that I am. I'm not gonna tell you no more than one time about something that you have done incorrectly that affected me. And when I told him that, he pretty much still kind of laughed it off. You know, some men they get used to women always, you know, giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm not her. I've been through enough. And one thing that I do know is that I ain't trying to go through it again. Second thing that I do know is that I cannot change people. These are your characteristics in life. This is how you have always been. You have always been a liar. You have always been a manipulator. You have always tried to control women, tried to manipulate their mind and think that like this. The man got caught in his car on GPS at her house, and then still tried to tell me that he was never there. I said, this nigga got to be the funniest, the funniest person I have ever met in my life. But even after the cheating situation, it was bigger than that. He was a liar. And I don't mean like just a little time liar like this, like, you know, like lie about like, oh, well, I ain't get to wipe off my shoes or nothing like that. No, I mean, this nigga lied his way through life. Everything that he had told me was basically a lie. And I peeped it. Like, it's only certain things that make common sense. And a lot of the shit that he was doing did not make common sense to me. So as I was talking to him, God wouldn't let my spirit connect with him at all. Like, he wouldn't let me get comfortable. He wouldn't let me, like, he kept waking me up in the middle of the night. Something wrong. Pay attention. Watch actions, not words. Person, he's saying he love you, but look, his actions is showing completely different. He's saying that he gonna be there for you, but his actions, well, the being there part, he was pretty firm on, but it was minor. And you know, one thing about men that I noticed is that they'll do minor shit for you, but then expect you to do 10 times the work for them. And I'm not one of them people, because I'm an equal person. What you do for me, I'm gonna do for you. And if I feel like you're not doing enough or something that I could do myself, then you gonna have to up your game, or there's nothing that we could possibly talk about. So he'll watch it, you know, watch my kids. Oh yeah, I just watched them kids for you. You can't go to the store. Fuck nah. Thanks. First of all, my kids is old enough to watch themselves. That's one thing. Secondly, why is everything a tit for tat? When you generally love somebody, you don't throw up what you do for them. You just do it. That's all you do. That's all. Like, you ain't got to remind a motherfucker how much you love them every day. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, it shows. Like, the action shows and the words show. So God wouldn't let me get comfortable with the man. Like, he just kept waking me up. He kept waking me up. And then when I figured out the whole situation between him and a girl, God said, it's time to go. Don't sit here and try to figure out why. Love yourself enough to leave, and then let him figure out why y'all didn't work. Let him figure out why you turned out to be the way that you are. Let him figure out. And don't do no, I ain't do none of that trying to bust out windows and bust the cars and do all this other shit. No. I left at peace. Only thing that matters to me in life is my peace. Not trying to prove a goddamn point to the next person. Oh, you hurt me this bad, so I'm finna bust out all your car windows and I'm finna flat the tires and I'm finna burn your goddamn house down and shit like that. Nah. You ain't got to question my loyalty. I want you to stay with everything that you ever had and know what you lost. Because you lost a good woman. Is that my fault or your fault? I don't even give a damn. Let you figure that part out. And then, after the situation, I had talked to God again. And which is, it's been heavy on my mind lately. He said, but he was just like, I'm finna hide you from everybody. I'm finna hide you. I'm finna make everything so uncomfortable for you that you see so much shit that you gonna wanna hide. You gonna want to not involve yourself in situations with people. You gonna want to not even consider who's family and who's not. You gonna want so much peace that don't shit else matters. And he was just like, because he told me, your purpose here is to help people heal. So I'm finna put you in school for psychology. Because I know that you're gonna do good at it. He said, and I'm finna make sure that you ain't got no distractions around you. I'm finna make sure that, because I'm gonna make everything uncomfortable for you. It ain't no such thing as calling something home. Or where I'm finna put you at, you're gonna be more comfortable calling that home and never been there. So, it's not a lot of my friends that know. It's not a lot of people that I know that know. But I no longer stay in St. Louis. I ain't telling y'all where I stay at either. But it's because of my growth, my mentality, my spirit, my everything grew out of the mentality of the city. It was like everybody there either doing the same thing or trying to keep up with the next person. And it was like everybody there didn't even realize that they were going to the same clubs, seeing the same people having sex with the same relatives and everything else, and never realize it. I didn't want to. I ain't want to be hood no more. I ain't want to be immature no more. I didn't want to not have growth anymore. So I moved. I packed up me and my kids, and I left. I sold all my furniture. Like, he made it so uncomfortable for me. Like, it was just a spur of the moment situation. Like, go. Don't wait. Don't, what's the name? Don't. And he also warned me and told me this ain't gonna be no easy journey. It ain't easy. It ain't made for the weak. It's not made for the weak. You gotta be a strong motherfucker to pack up your kids and basically go. But I'm already enrolled in school. I already got me a job. I'm waiting for my apartment. And my kids look way more happier because they're not around. They saw it. Because I've been teaching them about characteristics of people. When you see a motherfucker, if motherfucker lie to you once, they'll lie to you forever. You cannot change people. You can only change the way you deal with them. It's not meant for you to be combative about somebody else. Or let me say this. I cannot battle nobody but myself, and nor can I battle somebody for their mentality. We're talking about their mindset. But what I did do is change the people that I was around. And to be in a town, I don't know nobody. Don't nobody know me. Being at peace. Or walk down the street. Only a scared mentality would say, well, how about this gonna happen? And you know, it's dangerous everywhere in the world. You go to fucking Russia, you see they got a fucking army over there. Like, so it's danger everywhere. But what's more dangerous to me is to be somewhere and be restless, no matter how much energy you give. And that's what I was when I was in St. Louis. I was restless. And a lot of the main reason that I moved is because when you have some type of growth or some type of spiritual growth or any type of, mentality growth, people always compare you to who they used to know instead of the person that you're trying to be or the person that you are becoming. When I stop arguing with people or trying to basically outthink them, people feel like, oh, this ain't who you is. This ain't. Oh, you used to doing this. You used to going out and shaking your ass, and you used to going out and be. Okay. One thing in life is that every day is a new day. And on one of them new days, you have the option to change the way that you reacted the day before. But some people don't take that because they ain't changed yet. They still trying to figure out what you know. And I ain't got the time for nobody to try to figure out what I know. Because I know what I know. So this journey has been very fulfilling for me. Because it put me to test to see how strong I am by myself with children. I ain't got to depend. It was a lot of things that I used to be like, oh, well, I don't have the help. It ain't nobody's job to help me but mine's. Oh, well, I'm going to be down there and be... That's insecurities talking. You basically saying that you're not the woman that you told me you are. Well, what if I fail? Why would you allow yourself to? If you made it there, you can make it anywhere. It's the same rules. Same rules everywhere. I feel like the only thing that I regret is not doing it sooner. Not knowing this sooner with my children. And now that we are alone, the only person that I would, and that's why I said earlier about the situation with the guy, about repeating myself about what you're doing wrong to affect me. The only people that I would ever consistently repeat myself to is the ones that I brought here on earth. Because they didn't choose to be here. I brought them here. But for as a grown motherfucker that I already know or should have common motherfucking sense, I'm not telling you shit. Before you look around and realize it, I will be gone. Because I don't have the time nor the energy for people and bullcrap. But yeah. So that's pretty much all that I had to say for my little spiritual journey. We will be picking back up the YouTube more when we get sort of more so settled. And I hope this helps somebody with a what's name. Oh yeah, and I cut my hair off. I don't know if everybody can see that, but yeah, I cut my hair off. I'm trying to give you some little dreads, little hang time, you know. But thank you for listening to my story. Stay tuned for the YouTubes. Our YouTube is not based off of just fun. Like, we will have pranks and stuff like that, but most likely it's gonna be like common sense shit or making people feel a little bit better about life, because a lot of the shit that people be holding on to, in all actuality, is no reason to hold on to it, because it brings you no prosper, it brings you no guidance, nor do it brings you no peace. And I refuse to dwell off something that I cannot fix. Once it happened yesterday, it's over with. I can't go back, and 9 times out of 10, if it wasn't something that was definitely my fault, I ain't gonna apologize for it, because it's over with. I can't do shit about it. I can't go back in time to fix what I did yesterday. So the only thing I could do is go forward to the next day to be a better person the next day. But thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Oh yeah, if you want to see where I'm at. Just a little razzle dazzle, you know. All right, bye.